Hi, I'm Pamela Dykehouse, the pastor here at First United Methodist Church of Corpus Christi in our beautiful prayer chapel adjacent to the sanctuary. Psalm 8 begins and ends with this phrase, "O Lord, our sovereign, how majestic is your name in all the earth." In the movie Castaway, Tom Hanks' character, after a plane crash, has been alone for many years on a remote island, and he paints a face on a volleyball that washes up to the island from the plane's cargo. He calls the ball Wilson, as in the brand Wilson Volleyballs, and treats it as his own companion. Hank's character is grief-stricken when he has to let Wilson go or else risk losing his own life. And so he cries as he watches the ball floating away on the ocean. People need people. We need relationships. The essence of being human, of living this life, is to be in relationship with others, to be in communion with other people and with God. Have you ever tried to name yourself, to describe yourself without using your relationship to others? I am Lynn and Kay's daughter. I am Jason's wife, Caleb and Eliana's mother. Or if I identify myself by my work, I am Corpus Christi First United Methodist's pastor. Well, that describes who I am, connected to a community of other people. Even to say where I'm from or where I live now is really about my relationship to the other people of those places. Over the centuries, the Christian church has described God by using the language of the Holy Trinity, that is, God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. In our worship services for the last 2 weeks, and again this coming Sunday, I've been responding to questions that members of the congregation submitted about things that were on their mind, and several asked questions about the relationship of the persons of the Trinity. You can go back on our YouTube channel to the last couple of weeks and listen to those messages to learn more than I'm able to fit into this midweek video. The theme of those messages, each one rooted in the Psalms, is a God too big for words. It's easy to get hung up on what we cannot understand, what we may not even have the words to describe. In fact, stained glass in churches has been used for centuries because it is bigger than words. Art helps us to get a concept of this God who we may not even have words fully to describe. So I invite you to open your heart, to move your thinking about God from head also into heart in your consideration of these things, to let yourself kind of bask in the wonder of the holy mystery of God in three persons, which is really the perfect relationship. Just as God made us to be in relationship with other people, think of the language of God as Trinity as our best effort to somehow put into words what human beings have experienced of the overflowing relational love of God. Christians are not those who believe in some kind of vague notion of a higher power. Christians are those who believe that God's name is Trinity, that God is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. God is the Father, the creator of us and of the world. God is the Son, the one who comes to us as Redeemer in Jesus the Christ, living, suffering, dying, rising, and ascending for us. We experience God as Holy Spirit, unseen power that has come into our world as the nearby presence of God, as close to us as our own breath. There's a story about St. Augustine that one day he was walking along the beach contemplating the mystery of the Holy Trinity. But as he walked along the beach, he saw a little boy who had dug a hole in the sand and was going again and again, running to the ocean, filling his bucket with water and then dumping the water into the hole in the sand that he had made. And St. Augustine asked him, "What are you doing?" And the little boy replied, "I'm going to pour the entire ocean into this hole." St. Augustine replied, "That's impossible. The whole ocean won't fit into that hole that you've made in the sand." And the boy replied to him, "Neither can you fit the Trinity into your tiny little brain." The story concludes by saying that the little boy vanished as St. Augustine had been talking to an angel. The Trinity exceeds our mind's capacity, exceeds our imaginations. God is mysterious and holy and glorious and immeasurable and uncontainable. And we are the work of that God's hands, created to be in relationship with each other and with God. We are the blessed recipients of a love so deep from a God so big that we cannot find words to describe it. Join us in worship here at First United Methodist this Sunday for the conclusion of our series about this God who is too big for words. And with the psalmist in Psalm 8, let us praise. O Lord, our sovereign, how majestic is your name in all the earth.